fast. Blood on the asphalt, that's all this road gives back. I came through Odessa on a moonless Wednesday, the kind of dark that doesn't ask your name, the kind of town where every storefront's boarded and the only light's a bar sign in the rain. I've been driving since the last thing that went wrong here, which is a different state and several months behind. Left a duffel and a reason in a parking lot in Lubbock, and the rest of it I'm leaving to the grind. There's a sound a man makes when it's finally empty. Not a cry, not quite a word, just something low. I made that sound somewhere outside of Pecos with the windows down and 60 miles to go. The desert doesn't care about your story. It was here before your trouble and it'll stay. A man is just a headlight in the darkness, here and gone and swallowed by the grave. Blood on the asphalt, dust on my boots and rust in my bones. Blood on the asphalt, every highway just another way to be alone. I ain't running, I ain't chasing, I ain't looking for a sign. I'm just moving through the wreckage of a life that used to be mine. Blood on the asphalt, and the long road, and the dark, and the grind. I stopped at a diner at the edge of nothing special. 2 stools and a woman who'd stopped counting years. She poured the coffee without looking, poured the second without asking, and I almost said thank you through the gears. There was a man at the far end of the counter, his head down low, his hands around his cup. The kind of man who's learned that words are expensive and silence is the only thing that adds up. We sat there like 2 shipwrecks in the morning, not together, not apart, just parallel and worn. 2 men held together by a county road and coffee in a diner at the edge of something torn. The highway's got a memory longer than your regret. Every skid mark tells a story the asphalt won't forget. A man can pour himself into the drive and still arrive at empty every time he said blood on the asphalt, dust on my boots and rust in my bones. Blood on the asphalt, every highway just another way to be alone. I ain't running, I ain't chasing, I ain't looking for a sign. I'm just moving through the wreckage of a life that used to be mine. Blood on the asphalt, and the long road, and the dark, and the grind. left out here in this game. Blood on the asphalt, in the long road, in the dark, and the grind, and the grind. Fog on the asphalt, fog on the glass. Another dead town going past. Blood on the asphalt. That's all, that's all, that's all this road gives back. Ghost miles on a dead man's highway. Fog so thick the road disappears. Ghost miles and the white lines fading. Been driving through the same stretch for years. There's a section of Route 9 outside of nowhere, where the asphalt buckles and the mile markers stop, where the trees lean in from both sides like they're listening, and the radio goes dead somewhere near the top. I've passed this stretch on 3 separate occasions, each time a different year, a different wrong. And every time the fog rolls in the same way, and every time I feel like I belong to something older than my name or my decisions, to the road itself and what it swallowed whole. There are men who disappear on roads like this one, and the road just keeps on going like a soul. The headlights only reach so far in front of you. Beyond that it's just faith and forward motion. A man pretty quick out here at midnight, the difference between driving and devotion. Ghost miles, that's what the old truckers call this stretch. Ghost miles, where the living and the gone tend to connect. I've seen things in the fog that had no business being on a road this far from anyone. Ghost miles in the engine in the dark, and me the only moving thing beneath this sun that gave up hours ago. I stopped once at the pullout near the pine break, cut the engine, and just sat inside the black. And the silence had a weight to it, like water, like something pressing gently on my back. Not threatening, just present, just enormous, the way the dark gets when the noise dies down. I sat there for an hour, maybe longer, till the fog began to thin and lose its crown. And when I started up and pulled back on the asphalt, the road felt different underneath the wheels, like something had been settled in that pullout, like the ghost mouse gave back something that it steals. Some men pray and build buildings. Some men pray in silence, some men find their reckoning in speed. I find mine on roads that have no witnesses, on ghost miles where the only judge is me. Ghost miles, that's what the old truckers call this stretch. Ghost miles, where the living and the gone tend to connect. I've seen things in the fog that had no business being on a road this far from anyone. Ghost miles in the engine in the dark, and me the only moving thing beneath this sun that gave up hours ago. Stretched by a heart now. Know every buckle, every broken line. Are the only honest church I've entered, where the congregation is the dark and the sermon is the grind of rubber against everything I've left behind. Ghost miles, ghost miles, ghost miles. The fog, the pine break, the silence, ghost miles. I belong here, I belong here in the dark. Is how I've been mapping out my life. Every bar, different county. Every drink, another mile from right. I could tell you every highway by the brand of whiskey poured beside it. Tennessee was Jack and Oklahoma right. New Mexico was something without a label, and I drank it till it helped me say goodbye to what I don't remember anymore exactly. The particulars get soft around the edge, but the bottles are a record of the traveling of a man who lives his life out on the ledge. Between the sober and the somewhere, between the moving and the stop, between the man I think I am at midnight and the one I find when morning lights the drop. A bottle empty on a bar in Flagstaff tells a story that no journal ever could. Every ring it leaves on every counter is a map of where I was and where I stood. Empty bottle cartography drawn in whiskey on the surfaces of bars. Empty bottle cartography leading nowhere, navigating scars. I've been charting all the distances between the man I left back somewhere, the man I've been. Empty bottle cartography is the only atlas that I've ever trusted in this skin. There was a bartender in Marfa who lined up all my empties on the rail. Looked at them and said, "Son, that's a journey." I said, "Yeah." He said, "It looks more like a trail." A trail of something trying to outrun itself. I didn't answer, but I heard it land. He swept them off and poured one more without a question. The most respectful thing from any man. I left him something decent on the counter. Walked out into the Marfa 3 a.m. The stars out there are something unreasonable. Too many and too bright and too condemned. Standing in a Marfa parking lot in winter, with the stars pressing down like something real. I understood the bottles weren't the answer, but I didn't have another way to feel. Empty bottle cartography, drawn in whiskey on the surfaces of bars. Empty bottle cartography, leading nowhere, navigating scars. I've been charting all the distances between the man I left back somewhere and the man I've been. Empty bottle cartography is the only atlas that I've ever trusted in this skin. Cartography, I know the route by heart and by the glass. Empty bottle cartography, every atlas eventually runs past the edge of the map and into blank and open, when no bottle and no highway has a name. Empty bottle cartography led me here, to Marfa, to the stars, to the question of whether I'm the cartographer or the terrain, whether I'm the map or just a stain. Empty bottle, empty road, empty county, empty. That's the map, that's the whole damn map. The town that swallowed itself didn't make a sound going down. The town that swallowed itself left nothing but the outline of a town. Rust in a water tower and a road that leads to gone. I found it on a map from 1962. A town of 800 and a mill. By the time I turned off the blacktop to find it, the mill was teeth and the town was standing still. Standing in the way that ruins stand, with their walls half up and their purpose gone. An old motel with 7 doors still hanging, in a bar sign with the power still drawn. I walked the main street in the October quiet, past the barber shop with the pole still turning slow. No electricity, nothing, just the wind making that pole go. And I thought about the man who sat in that chair, who talked about the weather and the game, who had no idea their town was terminal, who couldn't see the ending coming plain. A town dies the way a man does, slowly and then suddenly, and then just the shape of what it was remaining, waiting for the weather to begin. The town that swallowed itself, left its bones out in the open for the sky. The town that swallowed itself didn't get a funeral or a goodbye, just a gradual forgetting, just a road that stopped being used. The town that swallowed itself is every man who ever ran out of a reason and a place and refused to be found. I slept in the car that night beside the motel, too strange to leave, too dark to find a bed. The wind came through the broken upper windows, making sounds like something not quite dead. In the morning there was frost on all the surfaces, the barbershop pole had finally gone still. And I walked once more through what was left of Main Street, feeling something I don't have a word to fill. Not sadness, not nostalgia, something older, something that the living share with rust. The knowledge that everything eventually surrenders to the patience and the permanence of dust. And I got back in the car and drove the blacktop back toward the kind of world that's still alive, with a different understanding of my driving, of why a man keeps moving to survive. Because stopping is the first thing toward the swallowing, because stillness is the first step toward the rust. And a man who keeps on driving, keeps on being something more than silence, something more than dust. The town that swallowed itself, left its bones out in the open for the sky. The town that swallowed itself didn't get a funeral or a goodbye, just a gradual forgetting, just a road that stopped being used. The town that swallowed itself is every man who ever ran out of a reason and a place and refused to be found. itself. I left it in the rear view before noon. The town had swallowed itself, taught me something about men and about room. That the difference between a ghost town and a man still on the road is just the engine turning, it's just the weight of one more mile to hold. Just the engine turning over in the cold. Rust and a water tower and a pole that stopped turning, and the road that leads to gone, that leads to gone, that leads to gone. 60 miles of wrong weather, and I drove through every mile. "60 miles of wrong weather, that's been the story of my life for a while. Lightning on the left side, thunder on my right. 60 miles of wrong weather, and I'm still here, still driving, still alive. The sky went green outside of Amarillo, the kind of green that makes the radio go wrong. And every sensible man pulled off beneath a bridge somewhere. But sensible has never been my song. I put it in the throttle and I drove into the middle of the worst that Texas weather had to give. Not brave, not stupid, just already past the point where the storm outside was worse than how I lived. The rain came sideways first, then came from everywhere. The wipers giving up somewhere past Claw. And I drove by feeling by the memory of the highway, by the odometer and nothing else at all. There's a kind of man who's made for wrong weather, who doesn't need the sky to be his friend, who drives because the driving is the answer. And the storm is just a storm, and storms all in. 60 miles of wrong weather, I drove them all with both hands on the wheel. 60 miles of wrong weather is the closest thing to honest that I feel. When the sky comes down to meet you on the highway, when the lightning writes your name across the plain. 60 miles of wrong weather, and I came out the other side, still standing in the rain, still standing in the rain. somewhere near Pampa when it hit me. A gust that moved the truck a full lane wide, and I brought it back with everything I had left. And something in the bringing back felt right. Not the danger, not the stupidity of being there, but the reflex, the response, the holding on, the automatic reaching for the wheel again, before the thinking can get in and get it wrong. Because thinking is what kills you in a storm like that. Too much analysis and you're already gone. The hands know what they're doing in the danger. It's the quiet nights that thinking does the wrong. And I thought about the storms I've driven into, that weren't weather, but were choices and were years. And how the hands kept moving in those either, even when the visibility was tears. 60 miles of wrong weather, I drove them all with both hands on the wheel. 60 miles of wrong weather is the closest thing to honest that I feel. When the sky comes down to meet you on the highway, when the lightning writes your name across the plain. 60 miles of wrong weather, and I came out the other side, still standing in the rain, still standing in the rain.
Last honest outlaw, honest in the way that outlaws are. The last honest outlaw knows exactly what he is and what is scarred. No pretending, no performing, just the dust and the dark and the road. The last honest outlaw is the only kind of honest I've ever known. I come from a line of men who didn't fit the template, who sat wrong in the chairs they were assigned, who looked at every fence line as a question and answered it by leaving it behind. Not criminals, not heroes, just inconvenient. The kind of men that systems don't account for well, who live outside the brackets of the normal and build their lives in places hard to tell. The law has had occasion to know my name, not in the wanted poster way, but close enough. The kind of close that teaches you to read a room and know which exit's open when it's rough. There used to be more men subculture of the sideways. Now they've all got ankle monitors and lawyers, or they sold the truck and got suburban anyway. Hey, the last honest outlaw doesn't romanticize what he's become. The last honest outlaw knows the road has got to end for everyone. But while it runs, he keeps the engine turning. While it runs, he keeps the headlights cutting black. The last honest outlaw isn't looking for a legend, just the next mile and the one after that. Just the next mile and the one after that. I passed a man my age outside of Lordsburg. His truck pulled off, his hand up for a ride. I stopped because out here you stop for people. It's the one code that the road keeps deep inside. He didn't say much, didn't need to, just a man who needed 30 miles west. We drove in silence past the border crossing. Then he nodded at the exit and the rest. I watched him in the mirror walking into demon with whatever it was he was carrying along. And I thought about the codes that hold among us, the ones that don't get written down or known. Just the stopping, just the 30 miles of silence, just a nod at the exit and the going on. The last honest outlaw currency there is out here, gone before the morning, gone before the dawn. The world got complicated in the middle of what used to be a simple set of rules. Now the outlaws have a podcast and a brand deal, and the highway's full of people being fools. The last honest outlaw doesn't romanticize what he's become. The last honest outlaw knows the road has got to end for everyone. But while it runs, he keeps the engine turning. While it runs, he keeps the headlights cutting black. The last honest outlaw isn't looking for a legend, just the next mile and the one after that. Just the next mile and the one after that. Outlaw is driving west on a road with no name. The last honest outlaw is exactly what it says without the fame, without the myth, without the movie version, without the ballad and the statue and the light. The last honest outlaw is just a man on the road in the dark, trying to get somewhere before he dies. Just trying to get somewhere before he dies. The last
last honest outlaw, no statue, no song, no legend. The last honest outlaw, no statue, what he is and what is scarred. No pretending, no performing, just the dust in the darkened road. The last honest outlaw is the only kind of honest I've ever known. I come from a line of men who didn't fit the template, who sat wrong in the chairs they were assigned, who looked at every fence line as a question and answered by leaving it behind. Where the pavement runs out is where I've always ended up. Where the pavement runs out past the last sign, past the last truck stop. Where the pavement runs out and the gravel starts and then the gravel's gone. Where the pavement runs out is the only place I've ever felt like I belong. I followed roads until they stopped pretending, until the white lines gave up and went home, until the asphalt crumbled into callous shape, and the callous shape turned to dust and then to stone. And at the end of every road I follow, there's a view that nobody's there to see, a canyon or a salt flat or a ridge line that exists in total independence of me. It doesn't need my witness, it was there before, and it'll be there long after I am dust. But I needed its witness in the other direction. I needed something bigger than my rust. Where the pavement runs out, the noise inside a man runs out with it. Where the pavement runs out, all you got is what you actually are. No performance, no persona, no protection, just the gravel and the silence and the scar. Where the pavement runs out, that's where the real accounting happens. Where the pavement runs out is where a man stops running from his patterns. In the city he can fill the space with motion, on the highway he can fill the space with miles. But where the pavement runs out, there is nothing left but him and the stillness and whatever's worth the while. I found the end of a road in New Mexico on a night when the stars were doing their full work. 6 miles past the last cattle gate, going nowhere, on a 2-track that was more suggestion than a mark. I cut the engine and I got out in the silence, the kind of silence that is weight and temperature. And I stood there for what felt like an appropriate amount of time for whatever this was for. There were bones somewhere out in the dark, I could feel it. Old bones, old rock, old story, old regret. The land out here doesn't keep a human scale, it keeps a longer one that we haven't measured yet. And I stood inside that unmeasured scale a moment,
a small and temporary thing among the old, and felt the strange relief of being minor, of not being the main event of anything told. Where the pavement runs out, the story that you tell yourself runs thin. Where the pavement runs out, you meet whatever you've actually been. And it's not always terrible that meeting, sometimes it's just honest, which is rare. Where the pavement runs out is the only place I've ever been completely there. Where the pavement runs out, that's where the real accounting happens. Where the pavement runs out is where a man stops running from his patterns. In the city he can fill the space with motion, on the highway he can fill the space with miles. But where the pavement runs out, there is nothing left but him and the stillness and whatever's worth the while. I've been there enough times now to know the feeling. Where the pavement runs out is the beginning of the actual dealing with whatever you've been carrying in the cab with you, across the states, across the years, across the dark. Where the pavement runs out is not the ending, it's the place where things that matter get to start. Where things that matter get to start. Where the pavement runs out, the gravel, then the dust, then the silence, then just the stars. And a man standing in there, belonging to nothing, belonging to everything. Where the pavement runs out, that's home, that's the only home I've ever known. I followed roads until they stopped pretending, until the white lines gave up and went home, until the asphalt crumbled into calichet, and the calichet turned to dust and then to stone. And at the end of every road I follow, there's a view that nobody is there to see, a canyon or a salt flat or a